Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homebridge Studio. Do you have a lot of craft items in your stash? I know I certainly do. And I'm going to share with you 5 ideas, Valentine's Day decor pieces, mostly Dollar Tree items, right now. And here's my first piece. And here is what you're going to need if you're going to make this. I have about 10 of these wreath frames, the heart ones. Yes, I don't know. And I have that infinity scarf and I have the pearls. So I'm just going to cut this scarf up into strips. So I'll have 3 strips. And yeah, I think what I do sometimes is I think I go to the Dollar Tree and I say, oh, you know what? I don't think I have any of those. And then I'll buy 1 or 2. And then I'll get home and I'll put it in my box and then I'll forget about it. And then the following year I'll go back and I'll do the same thing. And yeah, I have like 10 of them. I am not kidding. What would you need 10 of these for? So anyway, I'm going to use one of them right now. I am just going to take this strip here and fold it over. This is the back of the frame. And I'm just going to fold it over on itself and glue it onto the wire and also onto itself. And I'm just doing that all around the entire frame, pulling it kind of tight, not super tight, but you know, making it so it's taut. And then the tip there, the tip of the heart, I just folded that in and then glued it to make it look like it's kind of a clean, even line. And yes, as you can see, I am running out, but I have an idea. So first I unraveled it and then redid it and pulled it tight. And then that really didn't work. So now I have some strips left, some little itty bitty strips here, and yeah, I'm gonna piece it together. But you know what, you can't tell. I think with regular material you might be able to, but with this kind of, I don't know what kind of material it is, but it kind of meshes right into itself, and it really, the hot glue really holds it together too. So yeah, I'm piecing it so you can't really tell on the front, but you can kind of see it's a little bit messier in the back. It's not a big deal anyway because I'm going to put a bow up on top. Yeah, it's just like patchwork here. Okay, so I have this velvet looking ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and all this is from my stash. So I bought nothing for any of these projects at all. And you'll see, I'm going to show you just my Valentine stash. Just that. I have 2 big totes. I'll show you in a minute here coming up. But anyway, I just made tails. I took a big long strip and then dovetailed them, folded them in half, and then I took more of this ribbon and just made a loop and glued it there in the middle. And then I had that already. It was part of a previous bow. It just has points on the end. And then I just put that right on top of the loop and pinched them together. And now I'm going to zip tie that. And why I didn't zip tie the tails, I just wasn't even thinking about that. And then I looked up and I thought, oh man, I got to zip tie the tails in now. But it's okay. So yeah, see, I had to leave for a second and go get another zip tie. And I'm just folding these in half, making sure that they're nice and even. And then tying these 2 together. And I usually don't pull them really super tight until I know that I like what I see, that it's even, and yeah. And then I pull it really tight. And I'm just going to hot glue this right up on top and see that whole patch together pieces, and you can't even see. You can't even tell. And now I have this little sparkly wood heart, and I glued that on there, and then I'm just showing you different things. You can glue a flower on there, you can glue like a little gem or a button on there, but I'm going to keep the heart in. Yep, that I had from another piece. And then I forgot I had these beads, and I have a bunch of these too, so I'm just going to wind it around there. It's not a big deal. I just totally forgot about them until I glued my bow on, and then I looked up and yep, there they were. So and then when I'm done with this, wrapping it around, I don't glue it at all in the front, but I do glue the larger beads in the back, as you can see right here. Just the very large ones, I put just a little dot of glue under each bead. And yep, here it is, and I just really like this piece. Pink is my favorite color. I like pink and black together. I like that contrast, and I just love this piece. And you're gonna have to let me know. I have 5 of these to share with you, and you're gonna have to let me know which one is your favorite one, and let me know if you're gonna be making any of these also. And these are, even if you don't have these in your stash, these are easy pieces to find, totally customizable. So this video is part of a collaboration called Talented Creators, and the theme is Craft Your Stash, which makes me very happy because my stash is overflowing, and here it is. Yep, this is all over my dining room table and all over the floor. Totes and pieces and piles and everything. Too much. And there's all my wood pieces and MDF boards, and yeah, and I have a bunch of gnomes that I've made and crafts there that I haven't finished and pieces that I've finished, and yeah, they're just everywhere. Anyway, I would like to thank our lovely hosts, the very talented Aurea with DIY with Aurea, and the talented Loli with Loli D's Creations, and also the talented guest host, Katie with Lady Red Crafting. Their channel links are in my description box below this video, so if you already haven't, go check them out. And also the playlist with all of the participants is in the description box below. So check that out too for tons of inspiration and tons of ideas. Okay, number 2. And this is using the same infinity scarf. And actually I made this first. I believe I made this first, and then I made the other heart second. So this is the infinity scarf, and I'm just going to show you there's only one seam in it, and then I cut that off, so I'll show you that in here, and I think I mentioned that earlier. I also have some tulle, every single color you can imagine, and some ribbon, and this thing. I don't know why I bought that, but I'm gonna use it. I'm forcing myself to use my stuff that I already have before I buy more stuff. Then I can justify buying more if I don't hardly have anything left. So I'm removing that metal piece, save that for a rainy day. And I thought that my blow dryer burned on that heart, but it didn't. It was just black underneath, and at first I thought, oh my gosh, you know, but it didn't. If it kind of looks like it. So yeah, so I just cut that apart, and now I have Gorilla Glue. It's fabric glue, putting it all over this heart, and then I'm gonna put this right on there, and I'm gonna have to piece it together, but this material melds together really well, if that's the word. It just, you really cannot tell. I mean, if you look at it up close and you know, but if from a distance, not at all. And I just matched it up like that, and then just put more Gorilla Glue over there, glued it down, and then you saw me cutting it with my little rotary cutter, which is the most amazing thing. It's super sharp, and yeah, I love that piece. And I believe I just got that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but most stores carry those, and I'm sure Amazon has a bunch of them on there too. And now I'm just going around and hot gluing the edges. I didn't get any of the glue on the edges because I wanted to hot glue that. I just didn't want any hot glue in the middle because, you know, it's kind of clumpy and bumpy, and then sometimes you can see it through the material. And now I have this tulle, and it's a very light pink color, and that also is from the Dollar Tree. I've had this for a couple years and about 5 different colors. And I have those straight pins from the Dollar Tree too. And now I just threaded a needle. No, not yet. I'm taking the straight pins and I'm just going to push them through there. I'm going to do it all the way down. I folded the tulle in half, and then just like you're going to sew this. Now, my disclaimer, I do not sew. I know how to a certain extent. I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form. I am terrible at it. I don't even like to do it. If something rips, I'll just get rid of it and buy a new one. It's that bad. Anyway, I threaded the needle, and I'm just going to run the needle or the thread, and there's a very, very long piece of thread here. I'm going to run it through this whole thing. So I'm going to take it and stick it through the front, and don't get this, it takes a while, but don't get it tangled. So, you know, when we get to the end, you know, I'm going to pull it tight so it gives you that ruffle. But I have a story for you. So I don't know if you guys remember, I'm from Michigan, we had home ec, and home ec was half of the semester you cooked and the other half you sewed. Cooking was great, and I'm still love cooking and no problem with that. But home ec was terrible. And I mean, sewing was terrible. And my teacher wasn't the greatest teacher either. I really didn't like her. I think it was mutual. I don't think she liked me either. I wasn't a problem or anything. I just couldn't get the concept of the sewing machine. I finally got it. I made some overalls, and they were shorts overalls, and they were kind of like a denim look material, like a cotton poly material, and I thought they were going to look so cute. I ended up getting a B-. I think she was being nice to me because one leg was longer than the other, but also when I was sewing, this is probably why I still have a sewing machine and everything, but I don't use it, is because I did sew my finger. That little needle went right through my finger, and it was terrible, 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 let me tell you. Yeah, so I don't sew, and so this is difficult. I mean, I might sew a button on or a little teeny, tear if a seam comes apart or whatever. I'll do it by hand, but sewing machine and I have a huge sewing machine, a nice one that I inherited, and I have all the bobbins and the thread and the whole thing, but yeah, I won't use it. So anyway, enough about that. I'm just running this through very carefully. And then when I get to the end of this, I just make a knot. And then I cut the long piece off here of the string, and I shouldn't have done that, of the thread. Should not have done that. So if you make this piece and you do this concept or use this concept, do not cut it off, because you're going to need it. Because you'll see in a second, I glued it on the bottom and I glued it on the top, and I thought, oh, I can just pull it over on the sides and it won't pull because I cut all the thread off. So now I got to pick it back up, cut the center. You'll see me cut it right here. And then I kind of had to do it one side at a time. So I had to kind of fold it in like an accordion style and then hot glue it. It turned out fine. It just didn't work the way that I wanted it to. And I wasn't even thinking about that the thread would be like taut. So then I just went ahead and I'm looking at it here to make sure it looks good. Couple inches above the heart. That's all I wanted showing. And then I just went ahead and hot glued this. Kind of had to piece it together a little bit. And then I did the same thing to the other side. I just cut the glue off there. And then now I can pull it, as you can see, since I clipped a little bit of that off. It just made it more pliable. Now I have another one of these. Go figure. I have a bunch of these too. I have 5 of these. Why I need 5 exactly the same MDF hearts, I do not know. But I'm using them all. And I thought the best way to get rid of it is to use another one. And I just glued it right on the bottom of the other one. And partially, mostly, it was just to hold all that tulle in there so nothing would come out. And then I just put a bunch of hot glue in there around the perimeter of it, and then I just took these little clips from the Dollar Tree and then held it together until it dried. I guess the best thing probably to use would be like an E6000 or something. So now I took the bells that I showed you in the beginning, and I dismantled the whole entire thing. And I took one of the pieces of that dark pink ribbon and I put it on top of the heart with one of the bells hanging. And then I took the other one was on top and one was on the bottom, and I crisscrossed them a little bit a couple times and then just glued it to the top there. And then there is another ribbon on the bells also. It just is a little ribbon that says love on it. It's a lighter pink. And I just took that and made a little shoelace bow and glued that on. And now I'm gluing the heart on there. And then now I'm going to make the hanger. So I took another piece of this and I just twisted it around a bunch of times. And like I said, this material, this fleecy material, really the hot glue really adheres to it very, very well. I've never had a problem. I make a lot of gnomes with these kind of things, or with this kind of fleecy material, like the gnome hats, and I've never had an issue. Matter of fact, it's hard to take it apart once you glue it. So I added another bell, so there's 2 white ones and a pink one on the bottom and a pink one up on the top. And yeah, I think this turned out really nice. Let me know what you think. Which one do you like better, the first one or the second one? I don't know. This was a little bit trickier to make, but I think I like the first one better. But they're just very different. And number 3. This is just a very small ornament, and this is going to be a quick little thing. At the end of this month, I'm going to put together an ornament tree. So almost every video I do, I make one little ornament. So I'm just painting this white. This is just a piece from a Dollar Tree piece. And I want to thank all of my amazing subscribers. I'm headed toward 2,000 subscribers, and when I reach 2,500, which is my goal right now, hopefully by June, I will have a giveaway, because I appreciate all of you so much. And if you're not subscribed, come join my Home Rich Studio family by tapping the subscribe button and the bell notification, and it will help me out tremendously. And you won't miss a thing. I do thrift flips, budget-friendly decor, Dollar Tree crafts, seasonal decor, and so much more. Okay, so now that I have that heart painted on both sides, I just take the napkin and I pull the plies off of it with a piece of tape. You just put tape down. Then I put Mod Podge and then let that dry. So the paint's dry, then the Mod Podge is dry, and then I put parchment paper down and then my heat press. I know I've done this a million times. If you've seen my video, or a lot of people do this, this trick is amazing. So and I did both sides to this heart. And so afterwards I tried to sand it, and it was tough because I have tissue paper or napkin on both sides. And I decided to try the lighter trick. I do not recommend this. Nothing happened. I just wanted to try it because I've never done it before. If you want to, go ahead. I have my little water bottle there, and this is a little piece. So if anything happened, I could just drop it and then throw water on it. Not a big deal. So that's why I did that. But like I said, I do not recommend that. Then I just took that little Cupid piece there and stained it with the Waverly Antique Wax, glued that on, and then I outlined it with the antique wax also, and then just threw a little silky ribbon, white ribbon on it, and that's it. Really simple, really easy, and very inexpensive. It's going to be part of my Valentine's Day tree. And here's the next piece. Some more stuff in my stash that I've had forever and a day. So I have the mason jar. I have this flower, the wooden heart. This, I got a bunch of these from the Dollar Tree, I think last year or something. I don't know. So I'm just trying to figure out what I can do with all this stuff. And that apple barrel paint, it's acrylic. It's called Cardinal Crimson because it matches that towel, the hand towel, perfectly. So I am painting this whole piece. I removed everything but not the metal on top. And I painted the whole thing red except for the front because we're going to cover the front. And then I just cut a piece of material. I always cut my material slightly larger just in case I make a mistake. And oh, I do make a lot of mistakes. And I try to tell you guys when I make a mistake so you can learn from me. So yeah, whatever you do, make it slightly larger when you're cutting material or cardboard or paper or anything. So I just took the fabric glue, again the Gorilla Glue, and that stuff is amazing, and I just glued that on. And then I took my rotary cutter here and did that, and then my little teeny Dollar Tree scissors, and then trimmed it up. And now I'm just hot gluing the edges where there is no glue. And I had some raffia here, and I just took a bunch and kind of wrapped it around my hand and then tied it off in the middle with another piece of raffia. And I'm just trimming it up, getting rid of all those loops in there, and I'm just going to glue it right up on top. And then my little wood heart, and then this little foam flower that I had. And simple and cute and sweet, and you could probably leave this out all year long. It's kind of farmhouse. You don't have to necessarily put a heart on it. You could put words on it or anything. Okay, number 5. And this is a stack of books. And if you make this, here's what you're going to need. See all of my Valentine's Day ribbon? A lot. And this I've had forever also. I don't know why I picked up a couple of those boxes. I have a few of those. Same material, the hand towel. I have the beaded garland. I have like 5 of those too, and the roses and all that. Yeah, I have a bunch of that. So here's what I came up with. I'm just going to paint the center red, and I had to paint like 4 coats in the sides too, because we're going to cover the top and we're going to cover the bottom with this same material that I used on the mason jar. So I just cut strips. I didn't think to cut the strips all the way around, so I just had to patch the side, put a strip on the side. And that's what I'm doing here. So I put one up on the top and the bottom on both sides, and then one in the front. Okay, and there's a little groove in there, this like little indentation, and I'm just taking regular baker's twine or string, just this white string, and I'm putting it in the groove between all three of these so-called faux books. And then now I'm taking a piece of paper. It's off-white, kind of a cream color paper, and I'm tearing it. And then I have some stamps. I have a bunch of different Valentine's Day stamps that I've had forever. This one says love and the other one says XOXO. And then I have this distressed ink. And I would recommend that you distress it first, because when I tried to distress it, the ink wasn't dry and it kind of blurred it, so I had to redo it. And so I just put some glue, some basic glue stick on that, glued that on the side and the top, and one on the bottom. And then I glued a piece of the towel on the top. I didn't do anything to the bottom. As you can see, it's still white, pink. Then I took this heart ribbon and wrapped it around the side of the box, and now I'm making a messy bow. So I took all of my ribbon here, the different pieces of ribbon, I cut a bunch of them, and I dovetailed the ones that I could. And I'm just stacking them on top of each other. And you pinch it in the middle and then tying it off with some jute. And I'm just going to glue it on the edge there. And then I take one of these flowers here and I remove the clip and I glued it on there also. And then I have this rose on the little clothespin. And then I glued it on there. Simple, simple. And this is what it looks like. And I took the beaded garland and I put it on top. I really do like this piece. It kind of grew on me. At first I was like, I don't know. But you know what? I do like it a lot. And here is the whole shebang. And if you see some pieces in here, they are from a previous video, if I didn't show them in this video. And I think it was the imagination video for these. No, my last two previous videos, just our imagination, and then my neutral Valentine's decor. So go check out those two videos if you're interested in more Valentine's decor or neutral decor. And I thank you for watching Homeridge Studio. Remember, check out that playlist and click the like button for me. And as always, I'll be back real soon. And until then, I hope you have a blessed week. Bye.